am going to begin recording. So if you do want to turn your cameras off at this point, that's fine, but I am recording. Thank you so much. So while you found some success in this next major step, that one thing, again, led you to other things that grew legs. And those other things now have minds of their own. So some of these things you may know how to do, and that's great. But some of the other things you may have no idea, but maybe you can look it up. All of this because of one simple thing. And we're not even going to go down the route of, okay, I learned how to do this that led me to something else. Now I'm doing something totally different and I scrapped my first idea. Does that sound about right? Yes, I see yes in the chat. Absolutely. I know it. I've been there. So the next is your inability to just make a decision. Now, you have so many things that you know you could do in order to take another step, that you've asked all your business friends what their opinions are, you've read articles, you want to know which choice is better. And at this point, you've taken so much outside advice that now you're in information overload and you're scared to even make a decision. So with you being too scared to move because you know that you need the next move to be the right move, and you don't have the money or the time for it to fail. So now you're stuck, right? And then you have decision fatigue. Decision fatigue is where a lot of us end up. Sorry, let me move that forward. This is when you're in that cycle where all you're doing is making decisions. You don't have that creative outlet anymore. This isn't what you got into business for, and you're just doing the busyness of business, right? And with you just doing the busyness and there's no creativity, you're not doing new things. You're not even trying to open up to other activities that you could be doing or other ways to engage your customers, because you're stuck here in this space just trying to make it. And lastly, for those of you that have been drugged through the mud in your business, yes, I see you. For those of you who have been drugged in the mud in your business, you've lost so much time now, and you've spent so much money that now you're just stubborn. And you're stuck in this space of it has to work or it has to work. There's no pivoting for you. And now you're starting to take ideas way too far. You don't recognize those signs when it's time for you to stop. And maybe if not stop, but at least redirect. And so guess what? Yes, you're stuck. There's no success there. You're being the stubborn you, and you are just stuck. Sorry, y'all keep letting people in. Okay, so I'm sure you're listening now and you've played back in your mind all of those things that have you stuck, be it the funnels, the websites, your ads, you're needing to hire somebody, maybe you're not posting consistently on social media, what have you. And that's all good, because this is the part that we came here for. I told y'all we were going to jump straight in and start getting some value. So that's what we're here to do. So getting clarity. Now, I want you to set aside in your mind all of those things that you feel like may actually be holding you back. And I want to do a quick exercise. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me grab that. Yeah, I want to do this quick exercise with everyone so that you can really catapult to the next level. So are you ready? Y'all ready? Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. I see a lot of y'all dropping comments privately. Y'all can drop them out loud. All right. So let's talk about the things that you know you should be doing in order to move forward, to move that progress bar a little bit further, right? Again, if it's going live, posting, collaborating, some phone calls that you think you need to make, whatever it is, I want you to think about those things and we're going to write them down. Now, I am going to put you into breakout rooms. So those of you that are here in Zoom, you'll see a pop-up that will come up, and I want you to do a quick intro of yourself and, kind of say who you are, what your business is, get to know some of the people in your room, because these are your future connections. Also, if you'd like to change your name to your Instagram name, that would be great, so that people know how to find you, especially if you use all the same handles. But I'll put about 3 people in a room. We're going to go into the breakout room for, again, about 6 minutes, quick intros, and write down those things that you know you should be doing to get to the next level in your business. All right. All right, so those of you in Zoom, the chat is open. The breakout rooms are open for everyone live inside of Facebook. Start dropping in the comments. What are the things that you know you should be doing in order to get to the next level? What should you be doing? Let me know. Let me know. And if you are in Facebook and you do want to join us over here in the live room, I'll drop that Zoom link for you as well. There you go. Yep, I added you in. You're good. You're good. You're good. If you don't want to join the live inside of Zoom, that's fine as well. Just go ahead and start writing in the chat. Awesome, awesome. And here with me, I have Alexis and I have Ashley. Hello, hello.
I lost my little thing to join the room, my bad.
Well, you want me to put you into another one?
Wait, it's behind the screen. I can do it. I got this.
Awesome. Awesome. We got Sasha B sharing a name with me, Shatora. I'm going to drop you into a breakout room. In your breakout room, I want you to talk about the things that you know you should be doing in order to get to the next level in your business. All right. Awesome. I'm seeing quite a few. All right. Now, I do apologize again to those of you that are on live. You're not able to see my slides, but you are able to go ahead and join us over here in Zoom if you would like. That way you can also be a part of the fun and the breakout rooms. We have 4 more minutes. So I'd love for you to put into the chat, what are those things that could be holding you back? What's stopping you from going to the next level? And I'll say again, for me, it's going live. That's something I don't usually do, right? Another thing that would hold me back is collaborations with other people. I would stop myself instead of just jumping in, reaching out to someone and going live. So tell me some of yours. We have 3 more minutes in the breakout room. So I'll let the music play for you all, and then we'll jump back into it. Again, we're dropping in the chat. What are the things that you know you should be doing that you're not doing to get you to the next level? Is it consistent posting? Is it being at events? Sharing your expertise? What is it? And again, feel free to join us over here in the Zoom. We're in breakout rooms right now, but I'd love to have you. Just over a minute left. What are the things you know you should be doing? Seconds left. Write down, what are those things? Right. Everybody's going back in. Welcome back. Hey, welcome back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. Awesome. I'm hoping that you got an opportunity to get to know each other. It looks like we have everybody back in the room. Great to have you. So I want to hear from you, somebody, and feel free to come off of mute. Tell me, what are some of those things that you know you should be doing?
Planning strategic content.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Like putting out that calendar content is something that I'm not all that great at. I will do it, but it is one of those things that it's like pulling teeth. Anybody else? What's something you know you should be doing?
Making more offers for my clients to buy from me.
Yeah, making more offers. If you don't let them know, they don't know. You say it was too short. Well, I only have 30 minutes with everyone in live, but hey, we can make sure that we can make it happen a little bit longer. Anyone else? The things you know you should be doing.
Actually getting started.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's that amen or ouch moment. It's like, are you doing it? Are you doing the work? That was really good. I loved it. So I'm simple, right? I'm very simple. I'm a simple person when it comes to trying to create my goals. And I think some of those things that you said, I have or have had on my list at some point. And with my goal being to be simple and to make the greatest impact possible in the most simplified ways, I do that by creating systems. And when I say systems, I don't mean the tech stuff. I mean the ways to save yourself time, energy, and money. That's that system acronym. And the way I found to do that is to simplify, right? So for example, one of the greatest things that a mentor taught me was that there's only 3 things that you actually need to start a successful online business. 3 things. That's leads, a system, and an offer. And just to break that down for you, leads, those are the people who are interested, right? People who want what you have to offer. And then your system, that's your way to connect your leads to your offer. And then of course, having an offer, you need to have something that you're serving people with. What are you selling? Very simple concept, right? Leads, a system, and offer. Most of the time we get into that space where it's like, okay, we have marketing, funnels, ads, emails, but they're all a part of the system. And we get caught up in those hundreds of other things that we forget to just simplify. So today, in order to keep with the simplicity of things, I'm going to give you my 3 things that you need in order to get to the next level. All right. Again, this is that part y'all came here for. So the first is clarity. The second is expanded business circle. And then the third is what you don't want to do. All right. So first, let's talk about clarity. Now, there's 2 sides to this whole clarity thing. And on one side of it, which I'll call the A side, and those of you that know cassette tapes, you know, the A side and the B side. A side is that smooth stuff that your mom can listen to. So on the A side of clarity, it's knowing who you want to serve in business. You will forever change your mind and change directions and buy into every new idea that comes along. Everything that sounds good, one day you'll be doing Airbnb. When you started out being a life coach, you're doing Turo, you're into credit repair, and there's nothing wrong with those things, right? But what you've done is now you've convinced yourself that you're still helping people, right? And you're still on the right path because you're helping people, and that's what your ultimate goal was to begin with, right? No, you just don't have clarity on what it is that you wanted to do and who it is that you want to serve. Because once you know, you'll stand a lot more firm in that. Does that make sense? Cool. Cool. Awesome. Awesome. Now the B side, the B side of clarity, that's that organized chaos. That's when your business is all over the place. You don't have systems in place for anything, and that's including the tech. But you also have this cluttered mind, and that cluttered mind leaves no room for creativity again. And so you end up stuck. I recently did a live where I talked about one of the ways that I get clarity. And I was talking about staying organized and how I keep my days set for specific days and for specific tasks. So I'll have my data / admin day where I'm really focused on the things like writing emails, doing the legal stuff. I'm checking on things in my back office, making phone calls, organizing folders, all that stuff that I can do in a bonnet or in a bun with no makeup on. And then I have those days where I want to be creative, and I'm creating webinars and slides, and that's when I'm coming up with posts and talking to friends and business friends about ideas that I have. But then I have those days where I actually have to show up, and that's where I get all dialed up. I put a little bit of extra makeup on, and that's when I'm doing those video calls with my clients. I may be recording or doing podcasts, whatever interviews. So I set my days apart so that I don't have to code switch so fast. I'm not that person who can go from being super creative to having to sit down and write an email, or being in the mode where I'm just in the flow and I'm vibing, and then I have to make a 2.5-hour call to the bank. It doesn't work for me, right? So that's the two sides of clarity, all right? The next is your expanded business circle. Every single time that I've made a massive leap of success in my business, and even in my life really, is because I expanded my circle. So what happens is we get into these circles and these communities, and we get into them for what we need them for, but then 3 years have passed and we've made wonderful connections, but along with those partnerships, we stop learning. We've worked with them, we've purchased from them, and now we're stagnant because we're no longer consuming any new information. We're not getting new opinions, no new thought leadership. And that's not to say that you have to leave your current circle, right? It's just to expand it. When your goals will change whenever you're in the progress stage and you're learning. But if you're still learning from people who are looking to hit their first 5K month or their first 10K month, is different when you get in that circle of people who are trying to hit their first 10K day, right? And I want to make a little disclaimer here. I'm not telling you to go and jump into the $1 million mastermind that you are not ready for yet, right? I'm saying expand a little, just like a balloon. When you're putting air into it, it's expanding a little bit at a time. Begin to embrace new circles, new thoughts, new ideas, and especially those new ways of doing things, right? Cool. Let somebody else in there. Awesome. Also, let me check my time. Okay, I'm running a little bit short of time over here on Facebook. Again, if you want to join us, click that link, click that Zoom link, and you can join us over here inside of the Zoom. I see a few people have done it already. All right, so now there's one more step before that I want to cover, really before we get into the rest of the next level. I want to go back to that list. So you created your list of things that you know you should do in order to progress forward. And looking at your list now, I want you to circle the things that you don't know how to do, right? So you just don't know how to do it. It's one of those things that's stopping you, clogging up your mind. Circle that. And then I also want you to put a line through anything that you 100% cannot afford to do, right? So if there was a class or a certification you needed, and again, that's only if you 100% cannot afford to do it, right? So just take a second, take a look at that list. And can I get a volunteer? Anybody want to tell me what you have left on your list after the things that you don't know how to do or the things you can't afford? Anyone? I see some I'm still thinking. I see a few of y'all looking down. Still thinking about it. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad this live is helping you. Thank you. So I'll tell y'all one of the things that was on my list, because everything that I give you is something that I've done for myself. There we go. You're in. Yeah, everything that I've given is something that I've done for myself. And when the first thing that I wrote down was posting, it's like, for whatever reason, I had in my mind that people would just know who I am and know what I do. Right. And so posting was one of those things that I really had to kick into gear. It was free. I could absolutely do it. Right. It wasn't a certification I needed to go get or anything like that. So anybody want to share? Or y'all like, no, I'm going to keep this to myself. Which is okay. It's okay.
I would say, yeah, be posting as well. But also my next thing will be continue to stay consistent. Don't have the little spurts. Now continue to stay present and in consistency.
Yeah.
Stay consistent, be consistent.
Being consistent. I like it. I like it. So if we all take a look at our list, all of the things that are left are probably pretty doable, right? If I was to guess, I'd say you probably just aren't doing them. Would I be right? Did I get a couple head nods? Yes, no? Yeah. Okay, so you're probably just not doing them. All right, so with no pressure at all, most of you were clearly able to write out a roadmap for the steps specific to you, specific to your business for your next level of success. Which brings me to that third point of doing the things that you don't want to do, right? You know, my slide's going crazy. So the issue you don't want to do. This is where your next level of success comes from. I will say this along with one other thing. Your next level of success is usually just on the other side of things you don't feel like doing. I'll say that again. Your next level of success is just on the other side of things that you don't feel like doing. Now, the second part to that, which I'm going to talk about in another live, is that your next level of success may also be on the other side of what you can afford. Right? That's why we marked that off the list, but we're going to talk about that. So on the other side of things you don't feel like doing, you don't want to go live. You don't want to feel salesy and telling everyone about your business and overcrowding their emails. You don't feel like hitting the networking events. You don't want to learn the tech stuff, how to run ads. And so you put a pin in your business, right? You decided that you didn't know how to do something, or that it cost too much, it took too much time, or maybe even that somebody else was doing it better. And instead of doing what you could do, you stopped. You stopped and said, like, I don't know what to do. That was the cover up. When really it's probably just something you don't feel like doing. And that's not to say that you're not passionate about it. I'm sure you're passionate about your business. But what I'm saying is that you haven't decided that you're going to go ahead, sit down and get it done. I'll say for me, for sure, when it comes to that, trying to post on a consistent schedule, I'll sit down to do it. And then something else comes up. I'll get a message about something else. I'll think, oh, you know what, this other thing is more important, instead of just doing it. It is free. It is easy. And I had every intent to do it. And now I'm on the second month of not getting it done. So I get it. I promise you, I know I've been there. Now, I do have to end the live on Facebook. Thank you all for joining me. Again, if you'd like to join the Zoom, we are here live. Let me end that over there. Cool, cool, cool. So over here in Zoom land, we're still gonna rock, like I said. So another excuse that I used to have was, oh, my hair's not done, or, I don't have any new clothes and I can't speak in the same thing. I need to be in brand colors and I need to, all of these other excuses. And I was never afraid to speak in front of people. It's what I do. But I never looked at it as, you know what, I'm not giving what I'm supposed to be giving. I'm not giving back what I'm supposed to give, right? I need to be able to be live with people and get the feedback. I don't want that live where I have to wait 3 minutes for a response. And then, there's no interaction in that for me. But I know it was necessary. And I really had to start to build that traction. The algorithm isn't going to say, okay, it's Shatora's day and she decided she's going to go live today, so I'm going to send 1,000 targeted people her way just because she decided to do it one time. It doesn't work that way, right? Even though she hasn't posted in 3 days. So some of you probably have down that you need to get on other platforms, right? Share your expertise with other people. And just the only thing you haven't done is simply reach out to that podcast or go to that school or the TV show, or just get on the roster at the college, right? But nothing matters. None of that will happen unless you decide to take action. You have to prioritize what needs to get done to move forward. And you'll set aside that time for learning with the things that you don't know, or be ready to pay somebody for it. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you deciding to pay someone to do the things you don't want to do. Those funnels and things like that, and you probably find them for a little bit cheaper than what you're expecting if you actually go look. So simplify. Simplify. You will find direction, or direction will find you. And if you've been in business long enough, I promise you know that that's true, right? So now let's talk about being consistently unstuck, because that's usually where it's like, okay, this all sounds good right here in the live, but what do I do to keep that momentum and keep it going? I want you to pick one of the things from your, you should do list and you can start to write out that plan. You write out those major parts that need to be accomplished, and then break that down into small pieces and begin to conquer. So for example, if you start to look at things like a birthday party, right? Simplified, and on the simplified scale, you need a location, cake, and a guest list. Simply. Now, in each of those main categories, you start to break it down. Okay, with cake, I'm gonna need utensils, plates, someone to make the cake if I'm not going to, and continue on, but just don't overcomplicate it, right? Remember that the goal to begin doing some things is to simplify and do it systematically. Remember that system, right? Save yourself time, energy, and money. If you would type that in the chat for me, save yourself time, energy, and money. Have a system. All right. So before we go, I am going to challenge you to pick one thing. I am going to put you back into your breakout room. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to challenge you, and you're going to go back in your breakout room, and I want you to simplify your steps for your next move. Right now, y'all said that last one was too short. So all good. We're going to make this one 10 minutes. You have 10 minutes to figure this out. Do not leave this live not writing down what you need to do to go to the next level. I promise you, I will hold you accountable. Y'all can ask JT. My accountability is something strong. So please do not leave this live with just another thing that you could do, or a thing that you should do to go to the next level. I need you to write it down. All right. So you're going to go back into your breakout rooms. You'll be with the same people. So don't have to worry about, trying to learn everybody all over again. And again, I'm going to make it 10 minutes this time. And your rooms should be open. You should get a pop-up at the bottom. If you did get kicked out of a room, it's going to send you to another one. Cool. Enjoy. All right, let's get this music. All right, welcome back. Welcome. I hope that was a little bit longer for you and you got a chance to really explore and discuss. So I want to hear from you. What are the things that you know you should be doing, and now what action steps can you start to take? And y'all can come off mute. Anybody?
Okay, I'll start. What we in our group decided is that I need to just pick one business and get that started and going, instead of trying to do all 10 that are in my head
Mhm.
at one time. Just pick one and focus on that.
Yeah,
and do it.
agreed. Agreed, because once you pick one, the avenue will open up for the others, right? Or at least you get through it and you say, I tried it. And maybe it's for you and maybe it's not. But definitely pick one, aim and shoot.
That's gonna have to help pay for the other ones too. So
There you go. All right, thank you. Anyone else?
I have one. I was stuck on like planning strategic content, but I like figured that I can just have like a balance. Like this certain amount of time of the day, I can plan content, and then the rest of the day, I can focus on family. It's just I just get so overwhelmed with personal and business, so I got to just learn how to balance.
Absolutely. And that balance comes with being very hard on yourself. It means that at this time, if you've got to stop, then at that time, you've got to stop. Which what I ran into was I can't stop at that time, especially if I'm in a flow. So that's why I do per day. But definitely, if it works for you to go by this many sets of hours, do that for sure. Anybody else?
I just go ahead. So mine was pretty much continue to expand my team even with collaboration partners. Amy said something with one of my other mentors. I was like, all for me, I have to go first so I can help others be successful. So I had to continue to pave the way, continue to have a success story. Then I can teach others how I did it to help them have a success story as well. So me is to continue to expand my business, because I only can do so much as one person. It'd be so much better. I have plenty of other people that I can help out with and reach their goals as well. So,
Yeah. And that's a lot when you're in that leadership position and you have people depending on your success. That's a whole nother story. So you definitely got to get it. I love it. I love it. So with that frame of thought, right? Going back to that funnel example, when you need a funnel built, right? Don't worry about the emails that are going into it, the design of the funnel. First, get really solid on who you're talking to and what you need to put in the funnel in order to serve people, to serve your customers, right? If it's that webinar, if it's live or evergreen, an ebook, a quiz, a challenge, whatever it is, focus on what needs to go in it. What's the meat? What's the value? Then all of the rest of the stuff will build itself out, right? This way, you actually, when you get to the place where you did want to build the funnel per se, you can focus on the one thing, the one piece at a time. And now you can start to watch videos if you want to design the funnel yourself. Or if you want to hire someone, you've mapped out enough of the process and who you're talking to and what needs to be in it, that you can hand that plan over to a designer so that they get the concept and can start creating, right? Again, aim, shoot. So this is where we do a little bit of that inner work. We're down to our last like five or 10 so minutes. So for that inner work, one thing to consider, and really that's also dependent on whatever you believe in, is consider checking in with yourself and really find out why it is that you're stuck. Maybe you're being put in position to learn more, to switch gears, to explore more, to meet different people. And one of the top and probably most effective ways that I've found that I've gotten unstuck, and it's usually the realization in hindsight until you learn to recognize it when you see it, is that once I started making a move in the direction that I was supposed to go, and I find myself stuck, and then I just switch my focus a little bit, just a little bit, onto another part. I'm not changing directions. I'm just changing my focus a little bit. So I'm not on the emails. Now I'm just on the webinar, what have you. God puts in place the things somehow, the people, the things that you need, which is actually where I came up with those 3 things that were needed. Pretty much because once I had clarity on who it was that I was talking to, who it was that I was serving, and I organized my business according to how I function on a daily basis, then for me, when I started giving people what they needed, that clarity and focus came through. People started coming out of their way to find me, and they wanted to help me. And when I started to take a peek into other people's circles and other people's communities, I found what I needed there as well. And now with all of those things, that was keeping me afloat, keeping my business afloat. And my next level started to come when I started doing the stuff I didn't want to do. I had that beautiful website, the irresistible offer, the foundation, my LLC, the business bank accounts, all of that, but none of it mattered until I started showing up. And I started actually posting and going live and telling anybody who would listen about my offer, right? That's when you start being on podcasts, you're going to colleges and doing whatever it takes to be seen while still on brand, but showing up. So my question to you is, what would happen if you actually started showing up? Right? What would happen if you decided to show up, and not just show up, but to give extreme value when you did show up? Right? Realize that every new thing in business is going to come with 100 steps. It's just business. And the only one that's getting in your way is you. It's your job to simplify your steps, to create a plan, create those systems to get things done, or delegate properly to someone else who can. Some things will require you to hire. Some things will require you to have a coach or a mentor. And other things you could even volunteer. And as long as you're providing some good value to them and you're being an asset to them, they can show you how to get to the next level as well, or at least get you steps ahead, right? So before we go, I want to jump into some Q&A. So if you have any questions, I'd love for you to ask. It is open forum. It doesn't have to specifically be about this, just any questions that you have in your business.
Hi, this is Simone. And I know you had mentioned like you had the perfect presentation and everything was packaged nicely, and I'm wondering like, how many presentations or offers should you have? And, for people, like, should you just have a couple basics to start with? Do you need to get very detailed? Because some people are like, you don't need anything, until they book it. And then that's when you come up with it. And I'm like, how do we go in that direction?
Yes, I've heard that so many times. And I will say it depends on your business. There are a lot of people who build the plane while they are flying it. And that's perfectly fine as long as you're able to execute accordingly, right? But tell me what's your business, and then I can give you a little more insight.
Okay, well, my business is about sustainable living. So pretty much natural care products and alternative medicine and healthcare. So from jewelry to, meal plans and nutrition, things like that.
So you're the overall health lifestyle, not just
Yes.
the few sectors. Okay, so in your case, there's a few ways that you could go. You could have your one thing that leads people to you. So whatever you think is the thing that people need most. If it's about the lifestyle, then push the lifestyle. If it's about the healthy eating and all of that, then that leads them to the healthy lifestyle overall, because you can't give people too many options.
Exactly.
Overwhelming. Right. So stick with one thing that you know is that catch, that thing that grabs people. For example, you have the fitness coaches, right? They could start with, here's your beautiful meal plan and all of that, but they know that what people really want to see is, how do I get rid of this fupa?
Right.
They want to see the hard work in the gym. Even if they don't want to do the hard work, that's what they want to see. So bring people to what they want to see, then open up their world to other things.
Genius. Okay, thank
Make
you.
sense?
Very well said.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Anyone else? And Simone, you should consider getting with JT. He's all about the fitness. I know he could give you some great game in that space as well.
All right, JP, I'll be on your handle.
Any other questions? Ask now. All right, awesome. Awesome. So thank you all so much for joining me. I really hope that you leave this live feeling so much better, so much more confident about how to get unstuck and how to get to the next level. You have the roadmap. You've had the roadmap. You're just not doing it, right? And I know it's like, but you put it back on me, but it is. A lot of your next level is just simply doing the ish you don't want to do, and the doors will open up. So my hope also is that if you have any questions, reach out to me. Please do not sit there and think, okay, well, that was a good live. Now, what am I supposed to do? Call me, reach out to me. The link is in my bio for you to be able to book a call with me. We can do a quick strategy session to get you headed in the right direction. If you know that you've gone as far as you feel you can, you're pushing the needle and it's just not moving, or it's not moving as much or as far as you want it to, click that link in the chat. If you're not already, please also follow me on social media. It is at Shatora Ladorn, at Shatora Ladorn. And here in the next few minutes, you're also able to go ahead and sign up for next week's webinar. Next week, we are talking about pricing your offer. So if you've been having trouble with trying to make sure that your numbers are right, make sure that you're profiting as well, go ahead, re-register, and we'll be back here live next Sunday at 8 p.m. Same time, same place. Here's also that link if you want to go ahead and register, but book your strategy call with me. Let's get this ish done. Thank you all so much. Thank you. And thank you for dropping your IG in there. I give everybody just a moment before I close down the live to go ahead, screenshot those IGs, follow, help each other out, be each other's sounding boards and accountability, but then book your call with me and we can get your ish together.
I just want to say this to everybody. Please invest yourself with Shatora. It's December, Christmas coming up. So this is like a gift to you and your business, because I've been on her program. Trust me, she definitely helped me with my transition to my business. And she also give you the connection that you need that fit perfectly in your business. So this will be a gift to you by investing in your business. You will see the work. Some people more progressive, some people are explosive when it comes to their results, but it's all on you at the same time, but invest in yourself. Gift yourself, treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. So go ahead and invest with Satora.
I love it. Awesome. Thank you so much. Y'all, it has been a blessing to work with JT. Really, any of my customers, y'all don't understand how much I learn the more that I get to work with people and open up to new avenues. And anyone that's in my circle or in my sphere of connections becomes your connections. So much obliged. Thank you so much, JT. I appreciate you. And you all have a wonderful, wonderful night. See y'all soon. See y'all Sunday.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good night.